T20, a swing of the bat can change everything. Each ball is an event, everyone different, pulsating with drama. The energy is electric. The volume rises, hearts race.
Remember the name!
Every moment is like a strike of lightning.
So with the 2024 ICC Men's T20 World Cup in the West Indies and USA only 3 months away, Cricket West Indies last Thursday opened ticket ballots to the general public within the space of 48 hours. A mind-blowing 1.2 million ticket applications were received, with over 900,000 coming from Americans. The ticket ballot period is from the 1st to the 7th of February, and remaining tickets will go on general sale on the 22nd of February. Now, the ICC head of events, Chris Tetley, said this: the initial applications for tickets indicate strong demand for tickets to the first ICC event co-hosted by West Indies and USA. T20 cricket is a growth vehicle to bring new fans to the sport, and it is reassuring to see a large majority of applications coming from the Americas, reflecting the excitement of fans in the region to see world-class cricket. Meanwhile, the ICC tournament director, Fawaz Baksh, said this: given the global appeal of T20 cricket, we anticipated a high number of applications during the early stages of public ticket ballot, but to surpass 1 million applications in the first 48 hours is nothing short of phenomenal, and is a testament to the hard work, dedication and collective efforts of every member of the tournament project team. Now, the ICC Men's T20 media manager, Phillip Spooner, joins us on telephone to discuss the high demand for the World Cup tickets. Welcome to the SportsMax Zone, Phil.
Thanks, Lance. Thank you very much for having me, and good to be back in Jamaica, if only virtually.
I understand your point. Let me start here, because the West Indies did host the T20 World Cup back in 2010, but this one is being jointly hosted with the USA. And it seems to have triggered colossal figures and looking quite different from it did in 2010, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's 2010 is probably a world wheel. You know, a lot has happened since then, and we're just happy. We're just really delighted with what we're seeing in terms of the numbers. You know, in 2 days, as you said, we surpassed 1 million, and I think we're in the region of, I think, over 4 million now. So it's growing. It's showing the level of interest, as both Fawaz and Chris said in the statements that were distributed over the weekend. So lots of excitement, and it's a very good time to be involved in cricket, and special that, you know, the Caribbean and the United States will be partnering on such an amazing opportunity for our part of the world.
Yeah, and we saw where FIFA announced their World Cup finals for 2026 to be staged at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. The World Cup finals in 2026, and within days we're getting this buzz from the ICC T20 World Cup, which is being staged in the US as well.
Yeah, well, we are very good at doing events. In the West Indies, we've done 4 global sporting events, cricket events before. 2007 50 over World Cup for men, 2010 T20 World Cup for men and women, 2018 Women's World T20 World Cup, and then in 2022 ICC Men's Under 19. But this is a whole new level, tremendous participation. 20 teams, 55 matches from 1st to 29th of June. So lots of expectation, lots of anticipation, and the Caribbean, the West Indies is a buzz. As we speak, because the atmosphere is building and persons are really excited about getting involved. And over in the US, lots of excitement there as well. As Chris outlined, lots of applications from America, Dallas, matches in Dallas, New York, and Miami. So, you know, it's time to get on the train and get ready for this massive event, the biggest event to be hosted in the Caribbean by some distance.
Yeah, I can see that. And Phil, I see where the tournament venues have opted out of hosting CWI 4-day matches, this tournament starting this week. And that is a part, of course, of them getting themselves ready with their venues for the global event in June.
Yeah, well, part of preparation requires that the venue be handed over to ICC by a certain time. But I mean, lots of preparation going on this week. the lead curator for CWI, Kent Craft, and he'll be going around the region and looking at pitches and outfields, ensuring that we're up to speed with where we need to be at this stage. And the ballot closes in a few days, and then persons will know which matches they got, which tickets they got, and then from there, 22nd of February, when the tickets go back on sale, that's also 100 days to go before the first ball is bowled. So lots of events, in February as well, and then we go straight into March and then April, and then May. Once you say May, you basically say tournament, and in June it will all happen across the 3 venues in the US and the 6 venues in the West Indies.
Right, and Spoons, for the people that are not following the story as closely as we are, how long does this ballot period run for?
It's a 7-day period. It started on Thursday. It goes to just before midnight on what we call Caribbean Wednesday night. So you still got time, and we want to urge our fans in the West Indies to please get on the ballot. Tickets.t20worldcup.com. Please go there, submit your request for your tickets. Only on Saturday I was at the Garrison Savannah with Craig Brathwaite, and there were a couple of fans who came over to Craig wanting to know not how we beat Australia, but wanted to know how to get tickets for the World Cup. So Craig directed them to the website after which they praised him for his performance in Australia. So even within celebrating Craig's remarkable feat, people were asking questions about T20 World Cup. So as I said, there's a lot of excitement, and you will see a lot of things happening in the West Indies within the next few months. But at this moment, we want to urge everyone to please go there and get and apply for your tickets.
And I know for sure. Yeah, I know for sure, Spoons, how West Indies fans get where tickets are concerned. So is there a limit of tickets that one person can purchase?
You can apply for up to 6 for each match that you want to get, and then you take it from there. Once you submit your ballot, from there you will obviously be entered into the systems, and then once the ballot closes, then you'll be notified of the tickets that you managed to receive. After that, you get an email, and then you make your purchases. So it's how it's done at international level of sport. Lance, you would have done several Olympic games and been around football World Cup. Mariah, you know the inside out, and you know that this is the way the sports world works.
Yeah.
And you have to submit into the ballot, because it's a global process, and up to when we published the press release, it was 106 countries. People from 106 countries had applied into the ballot. So that goes to show you the level of interest all across the world. So cricket really and truly is number 2 spectator sport on the planet, and this sort of shows you exactly what we're talking about.
And what are the prices that we're looking at?
Well, the prices vary, obviously, depend on matches, but we start at $6 US, which is really affordable. So we want to let persons know that it is not a massive price tag on tickets. Obviously, as you go later in the tournament to the Super 8s, the semis and the finals, the prices will increase. But for the first round, tickets start at $6 US. So that's to ensure that everybody gets an opportunity to see cricket during the T20 World Cup and to participate. And not only just go and watch matches, but there'll be so many other activities going on: fan parks, parties, music events, street festivals, in the Caribbean and in the US. You can imagine what places like Brooklyn and Times Square will be like, what it'll be like in Fort Lauderdale and downtown Miami. Then you can imagine what it's like in Hero Square in Barbados, and the Avenue in Trinidad, and the Seawall in Guyana, and Starboard Market, Redcliffe Street in Antigua, and Rosie Lay in St. Lucia, and in the heart of Kingston, St. Vincent. So it's all going to happen. Lots of activity. There'll be a lot of fanfare, a lot of color, a lot of enthusiasm. And we also want to stress, we can't stress enough on the fan parts and the kids parts, where we're going to teach children how to play cricket. And we're going to have some of the best cricketers that we've ever had participating in these fan parts. So there's a lot to expect and a lot to see.
Yeah, from the experiences of 2007, the 50 over World Cup, and 2010 as well, the men's T20 World Cup held in the Caribbean, Philip, a lot of complaints about how expensive the tickets were. I was pleasantly surprised to see the prices for the tickets for this year's tournament, from $6, as you pointed out, US dollars, I think, up to a high of $25 US, which is quite good. How important from the organizational standpoint was it to your team that you got the pricing right?
Oh, it's massively important. We want to ensure that every person who wants to see a match can see it. And one of the pillars upon which the bid was developed was to reignite the passion for cricket in the West Indies. So we want to make sure that those who watched Greenidge and Haynes and Marshall and Garner and Richards and Richardson and Ambrose and Walsh, we want to make sure that they still want to come and watch cricket. And we also want to make sure that the grandchildren of those who watch Greenidge and Haynes and Marshall and Garner, that they also can come and watch cricket. So every person in the West Indies who is physically able and capable, we want to give you an opportunity to come and see the T20 World Cup. And that means that we set the ticket prices at very, very affordable rates. And it's showing by virtue of close to over 4 million persons applying. But we need to reignite the passion for cricket in the West Indies. And for me, it's a personal joy as well to be part of this, because I was there in 2012 and in 2016. I was part of the backroom staff when West Indies won, and I know how it felt to the players there, and I know what it felt like coming back home in the Caribbean to people really enjoying this. And we saw what happened only a week ago when Shamar Joseph put the West Indies on his back and bowled them to that magnificent victory against Australia. So the passion is there, but we want to reignite it. We want to get people fired up again. And if it all goes according to plan, Robin Powell would be the man lifting that trophy on the 29th of June at Kensington Oval, and that would be the icing on all the cakes that we could possibly think of. So we want to get fans back again. We want to get people excited. We want to get everybody really pumped up, and then we want to see Robin and his team go there and win.
Yeah, I love the way you put it, Philip. In terms of how the process works, so let us say I go on the portal and I make an application for 3 tickets to see the opening match. Is there a guarantee that I will get those tickets?
No guarantees, and it's not a first come served basis either. It's a ballot, so you're not guaranteed, but you stand a very good chance for sure if you put yourself in there, because if you're not in, you're out. So you would want to be part of the ballot first and give yourself the opportunity. I mean, matches will be sold out. We are not acknowledge that. I mean, India, Pakistan, for example, in New York is bound to be sold out. Australia, England, and Barbados is bound to be sold out. All the West Indies matches will be sold out. We're confident of that, but there'll be other matches and other opportunities to also see some of the best cricketers in the world. So one way to guarantee that you give yourself a really good chance is to enter the ballot. Tickets.t20worldcup.com, and really nice footage there of West Indies winning in 2016, by the way.
Yeah, very much the case. And as well, Philip, so within the first 48 hours, you had over 1 million applicants, a large portion of those coming from the United States of America. You have told us that you are well over 4 million now. Is the trend still the same, where majority of those applying are Americans or in the United States of America?
Yeah, it's going that way by and large, but the Caribbean is also keeping pace. But we want to see West Indians really getting involved, and it's something new. We appreciate it's something new for our West Indian brothers and sisters, but we want to get them encouraged and get them involved in this process, because it's one way, as I said, to guarantee that you get the opportunity to be part of the World Cup. So seeing it and enjoying it is what we want. We would love we want everybody to be there. I'm here telling somebody, oh, did you see when Rob hit the 6, or did you see when Pooran hit that cover drive? You want to be able to say, I saw it myself, and I enjoy moments of it.
Yeah, and are you seeing any cross application, meaning those from the United States of America applying to go to matches in the Caribbean, in Trinidad, in Guyana, in Barbados?
I'm not across it on that level. I'm getting the information from my colleagues, so I'm not across who is going where, etc., and where where to jump into or head into. But we know for sure that the trend shows there is a large interest in the US, and obviously there's a large interest from persons in India as well, and the Caribbean is involved in a meaningful way.
Yeah. In terms of the overall process, of course, the ballot, as you pointed out, will close on the 7th of February. And there are many cricket lovers across the Caribbean who right now are asking the question, well, I don't really have access to the online platform in that way, or maybe I don't understand it and I don't have anyone to help me with that. In terms of tickets going on sale in the traditional Caribbean way, where you turn up to an outlet and get your tickets, is that going to happen? And if so, when can fans expect that?
Well, we're working on those processes. We want to, as I said, we want to ensure everybody gets that opportunity. Traditional sales, we acknowledge and appreciate, is the way that many West Indians, is the route many West Indians go. But we also want to hammer home the point that this is an international tournament being hosted in the West Indies, and this is the direction of which the ticket sales are at this stage. But we will make provision. We want to ensure that everybody gets a chance. So we'll try to make provision later down for that to happen. But at this stage, if you don't have the access to the online, please try and seek out someone, talk to, if you're part of a church, speak to your church. If you're part of a community group, if you're part of a school, somebody that's active with the technology, please speak to them and ask them if they can accommodate you for this purpose. And we hope that's the direction that we can be our brother's keeper and ensure that that this process works. But as you said, we are working through processes, and we will seek to answer any questions as they come up.
Yeah, and Philip, you might need to save a few hundred tickets for those in Baracara.
We welcome them. That was obviously the best kept secret on the planet, Baracara, and we saw who came out of Baracara and what he did. He's now the face of world cricket, and in 1 week it goes to show miracles do happen. So big up to Shamar for his amazing performance, and there's talk from the West Indies head coach that he's keen to see how he can go in T20, and you never know, he could be the man to bowl us a victory on the 29th. So, it's all possible. I mean, this guy's come from nowhere and has done everything that I would expect of him and more in just 2 test matches. So
you're prophesying a lot here, Philip, from Rovman Powell hitting the winning runs, or lifting the trophy on the 29th, or Shamar Joseph bowling the West Indies to victory. You're becoming a prophet, or trying to be.
I'm part of the organizing committee, and I want a fantastic tournament, and I want the best team to win. But I'm also a West Indian, and I want the best for West Indian cricket, and one part of being the best is beating the best and winning, and top of Mount Everest where T20 cricket is concerned. So that's what we want.
Yeah. Well, Phil, you did say that you are taking your cue from the white ball coach Darren Sammy, who, in his words, said he can't wait to get his hands on Shamar Joseph. So I think that's a good enough indication.
Yeah.
All right, Phil. Always a pleasure talking to you here on the SportsMax Zone, and we'll be in touch as the excitement builds to T20 and June World Cup tournament that is going to be like no other that we've ever seen. Thanks, Phil.
Thank you very much, and if we get the chance, we would love to bring the trophy to that wonderful studio you have there. So coming to it, but we'll talk.
All right, Phil. We'll be back with more on the SportsMax Zone. Phil is from Barbados, and there's a big Barbados story coming up on the SportsMax Zone. On the other side of the break, tennis.